It's a tit-for-tat scenario as both the US and China escalate their standoff that has taken global trade into uncharted waters. And as the African proverb teaches us, that when the elephants fight, it's the grass or the weak that get trampled.
I've been clarifying my position about this issue time and time again. Trade wars are extremely negative. Nobody wins with a trade war. Everybody tends to lose. And I'm particularly worried with the most vulnerable developing countries in which the impact will be more devastating. I sincerely hope that we will have no recession, because a recession will have dramatic consequences, especially for the poorest people in the world.
The US president's America First ideology a big driver here, while suggesting that countries are lining up in desperation to negotiate better trade deals with the United States.
Don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir. And then I'll see some rebel Republican, some guy that wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate. Congress takes over negotiating, sell America fast because you're going to go busted. You don't. I just saw it today. A couple of your congressmen said, I think we should get involved in the negotiation of the tariffs. Oh, that's what I need. I need some guy telling me how to negotiate. I tell you, the happiest people in the world would be China. They wouldn't be paying 104%. I tell you, they'd be paying no percent. We'd be paying them 104%. That's the beauty. Is these guys, we gotta be careful. And even the concept of it hurts your negotiation. When they see a little story like that, the other side, it hurts your negotiation. And then the fake news wants to build it up, and it has no chance anyway. But we have to remain united.
The negative sentiment on the stock market's already wiping out over $10 trillion in value, with continued volatility and erratic swings indicative of investor anxiety and growing uncertainty.
Our opponents are not afraid that our America First policies will fail. They're terrified that our strategy will succeed and we're going to get bigger and stronger and better as a party, and that's what's happening, and that is what's happening.
As the administration seems increasingly open to negotiations while maintaining a strident posture.
I was out telling other countries, don't retaliate. And I think what a lot of people are missing here is that the levels that were put out last Wednesday are a ceiling. So if you don't retaliate, that is a ceiling. So we've been overwhelmed with the response to come to DC and negotiate. But in terms of escalation, unfortunately, the biggest offender in the global trading system is China, and they're the only country who's escalated.
The Union agreed to impose targeted levies on a wide range of US goods, including almonds, orange juice, poultry, soybeans, aluminium, steel, tobacco and yachts.
Things are simple. France and Europe have never wished for chaos or higher tariffs. We think it's a bad idea and a poor response to the trade deficit. We've also always said that we defend our economy. So if there are tariffs and they're at 20%, we will respond. But we believe that today's priorities lie elsewhere, that if we want to do more business, gain more market share, we have to be more competitive. We have to continue the reforms, the work. We have to invest in innovation and succeed in these paths rather than impose tariffs. And so we want to see a reduction in tariffs.
Aides to President Trump, Elon Musk and trade advisor Peter Navarro slug it out over tariffs after Musk called for zero tariffs between Europe and the USA. Musk calling Navarro a moron and dumber than a sack of bricks, while Navarro called the Tesla billionaire not a car manufacturer but a car assembler who relies on cheap parts for his vehicles from abroad. The White House asked to weigh in.
These are obviously two individuals who have very different views on trade and on tariffs. Boys will be boys, and we will let their public sparring continue.
All this as China now files a lawsuit at the World Trade Organization. A statement from the Chinese Commerce Ministry says it has approached the WTO's dispute settlement mechanism following the US levies, arguing that the measures seriously violate WTO rules and highlights what it views as the unilateral bullying nature of US actions. It's unclear how the WTO would resolve the dispute beyond consultations, with its dispute mechanism effectively inoperable for several years after the United States blocked appointments to fill vacancies on the appellate body, which in theory should be at the helm of resolving global trade disputes. Shervin Bryce, SABC News, New York.